on Curiosity Stream. He allows them their riches
Putin has to be the richest of the rich.
in exchange for their loyalty.
The oligarchs have supported someone for president that they underestimate.
The illicit affair between Russia's elite and the man who rules them on Putin and the oligarchs. And World War II Normandy. An obscure battle training session takes a tragic turn. Uncover the one secret military catastrophe on the secret D-Day disaster. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit CuriosityStream.com.
Hey, all of Cholas, thank you so much for listening to the Men's Room Podcast.
And thanks to our pals at the Advocates Law Firm for being great partners. Yes, even you, creepy Kyle.
Seriously, though, if you'd been injured as a result of somebody else in your car, on your bike, walking across the street, talk to our friends at the Advocates Law Firm and let them help you out.
Yeah, they're the best injury lawyers around, and they want to make sure that you're not taken advantage of. Plus, your first consultation is free.
It's simple. You get injured, the advocates get results. Contact them today at advocateslaw.com.
Hey, Ola, it's Miles. Thank you guys for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast.
Have you heard our newest podcast? It's called The Greatest Story Never Told.
Download it today on radio.com. Be sure to subscribe. New episodes are uploaded every Tuesday at noon.
We return to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
A question: I never thought I'd get hurt or sick doing blank. And here come those emails from the Men's Room at KISW.com. Couple from our question today, guys. In response to the question, I was at McDonald's once, about 6 years old. My dad was ordering food for me and my brother. Well, I, being a kid, was curious about the long fluorescent lights under the front of the counter. There was an empty socket without a bulb, and stupid me, I put my finger in it. Zap. I was more freaked out than anything. Not hurt, though, but it was sure a strange experience. We ended up getting lots of coupons in the mail as an apology for McDonald's. Next time I was at that location, they had put metal grills over the sockets and bulbs. But it was a scary incident that could have been a lot worse. Still not sure why counters need lights under them.
I did that once. I had a light that hung over my bed when I was like 10 or whatever, but the light bulb had blown out, and the light bulb had been taken out but not replaced. And in my mind, the light is turned off. There's no bulb in it, so just kind of absently stuck my finger in there. It is a wake-up call. Oof. It really, really is, man.
Photography injuries. About 9 years ago, went to this convention called, I want to say it's maybe FerryCon West, which was, that year was held around the corner at the Renaissance Hotel up on 6th. Spent most of the time photographing various and sundry things around the show. About halfway through the show, I set up to shoot a group of people in costume. Leaned forward just a smidge. Suddenly dropped and busted my camera and collapsed as my left kneecap decided to dislocate to the side, thus spraining my left knee. This happened before maybe a dozen times on my right knee, so I knew what to do, which is pretty much lay down on the floor in pain and wait till someone phones an ambulance to get me to the hospital. Good news is the folks at Harborview were able to put it back into place and nothing was torn. So I found myself back at the show the next day in a different costume, a leg splint, a wheelchair on loan from the hotel so that my knee could heal up properly, but could still get up and shoot with my backup camera. And valet parking, courtesy of the hotel. Fairies and whiskey, that from Dennis. As we move on to the birthdays, boo bitches, I'm a longtime listener of the show, and I know the rules on the birthday song, but my grandson Dawson, a.k.a. Diesel Brother, doesn't. He turned 4 on the 1st. I emailed in and called him to listen to my friends on the radio. He said, is that guy going to call me Diesel Brother again? I said, yes. But 2 o'clock came and found you guys were off. He was heartbroken when you guys weren't there. Anyway, I love the show. Love Diesel Brother from Papa Doug.
Sorry, Diesel Brother.
Crushed the 4-year-old's hearts right there.
You got to get them when they're young, Miles.
Yeah.
4-year-old named Diesel, huh?
Mm-hmm. I dig it.
Yeah.
All right.
Guys, today's my son Cameron James' 16th anniversary of bugging the crap out of his parents. He is the joy of our life every time he is sleeping, and we love him. In all reality, he has been the highlight of our life the last 16 years. We couldn't imagine anything without him. Love you, son. If you could please give me your penis is too small. And have the Germans talking about what 16-year-olds do to prepare for dating. That would be great. Thanks, guys. Love the show. That from Paul.
Yeah, we know what you do to practice for dating. You masturbate feverishly like it is your job. If you can get $1 for every orgasm, you'll be a millionaire by next week.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what you do. It's none of my business. See you in a couple years.
Yeah, stop using your socks. You're not fooling anyone.
And skid marks. We know they're in the bottom of your hamper.
Yeah, time to do your own laundry.
Yeah, do your own laundry.
For your socks and your underwear.
All of Charles, want to give a shout out to my amazing, beautiful, and talented wife, Lauren, for Dirty 30. Let's do some thrill shotgun gets over a bong rip. And the Dirty German's talking about what I'm going to do to that booty for her Dirty 30. That from Riley.
Dick! Yeah, it is your dirty 30, so I think your husband is going to get squirty on both sides of the target.
Yes, you know what people do when he sings, where you shower first and then we'll make you filthy again.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with 2 showers in one day.
Yeah.
Oliver, tell us.
Actually, have you seen that video? 2 showers one day?
This is hot outside.
Yeah, sure. Whatever you tell yourself.
Yeah, sure.
Guys, it's my husband Tim's 34th birthday today. Loves you guys and listens every day at work. He is a carpenter. So having a birthday shout out with the Dirty Germans talking about nailing things properly and hardwood. Thanks, guys. That from Constance.
Yeah, Constance, the only way to nail things properly is with the hardwood. No balsa.
Yeah, so what is so hard? It has to be nailed correctly? So that's the main thing, is just watch your thumbs.
Yeah, I like that her name is Constance. Tells me she needs it constantly.
Guys, writing in to ask for Coach Ted and a little Captain Crunch to talk about equipment mechanics for my 37th trip around the sun today. You guys are the best. I listen to you more than my local radio station. Thanks, guys. That from the Angry German Mechanic.
For what Coach can tell, these mechanics work on everything. Mm-hmm. Yeah, whether it's a boat, a car, a truck, a backhoe at a funeral. Like, somebody's got to work on these machines to get them out of that hole. That's what these guys are doing. That's why Coach respects you.
I'm the captain of my own ship, so I don't do a lot of the labor myself. I hired up. But one tool I always have in my tool belt is a feather duster. And before your mind goes to the wrong place, I found in my travels the dolphins like it when you rub their blowhole counterclockwise. Crunch berries.
But y'all say is my brother Trevor's 38th birthday. Badass brother, awesome dad to my 2 nieces. Can he get a big old Leroy Jenkins and Al hitting the window? And maybe some Dirty Germans. Thanks, guys. You rock. That from his brother Hans.
Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins!
Yeah, for your birthday, I'm going to take your brother's name in the Soundgarden song. He'll know me as Hans all over.
Yeah, I'm going to take his name and pump him up.
Yeah. Use your Hans.
Yeah, this was his little fingerless gloves as I used to. And just gray sweatpants.
Yeah. It's not even Hans's birthday, but I like his name so much, I just want to be with him.
Yeah, so you won't be solo.
I bet you today's my dad's birthday. You have more in common with him than you think, because he doesn't know when to stop talking, likes old music, and just turned 50. So, can we get an original fish sandwich and the Dirty Germans talking about the sexy number 50? Rock on. That from Oliver in Olympia.
2 Oregon fish sandwich?
Yeah, the section number 50 is specifically because you must have 5 orgasms. It is a tall trill, but you're up to it.
Yeah, you know, you say this number sexy is 50, so I guess you want me to bring over my nightstick.
Yeah.
So maybe put you in some handcuffs.
Yeah, it's a fuzzy kind.
Yeah.
And all gentlemen, I'd love a birthday greeting. It's my 53rd birthday today. Yeah, I'm getting old. So I would love to hear a bunch of Joey Chestnuts in honor of Joey's record-breaking win.
Oh, yeah.
And Mike maybe giving me a little of his butter batter thing. Cheers, guys. That from Eric in North Vancouver, BC, Canada.
Joey Chestnut! Joey Chestnut!
Betty bought her about some butter, but she said it's butter bitter. If I put it in my batter, make my batter bitter. So she bought a better, put it in her bitter batter, made her bitter, batter. So it's better. Betty bought her butter.
All right, guys, here we go. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you.
Ya's the Dirty Germans, brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
Thank you, Bob. A couple extra emails here. Subject Baltimore band and a really big spider. I think this must have been from one of our shows when we weren't here. But the question, guys, was the band from Baltimore that did the USO tour and brought back that really big spider, Laughing Colors? That from Charles in Redmond. Charles, I'm not sure if it was or not, but I do remember Laughing Colors. It very well could have been them.
I don't think it was Laughing Colors. Man, I wish they were really great guys. They came into the studio plenty. But, yeah, they did a USO tour there in Iraq, and they kept talking about these camel spiders, which we'd heard of. We had never seen. They're like, oh, we'll bring one in next time. And they did. And I still wish they hadn't.
It was in a jar. It was great.
Was that the SR?
That wasn't SR-71.
No, but I think they did that thing too. Your opening tune. I love the opening tune for your show. Whatever I'm doing, I stop and dance to it. Who's the band? Name of the tune. Thanks in advance. That from Susan. On the intro, it would be...
Unfortunately,
not that one.
Yeah. I think what you're thinking about there, Susan, is Sabotage from the Beastie Boys. Yeah, that's probably the one. I'm guessing. If not, just ask him.
Hit it, Mike.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, one more. Subject.
Mike was ready with that first one. And Miles just crapped on him. Not that one, Mike.
Come on, Mike. You gotta wait for it to
she's
kick in.
dancing to.
Right.
Yeah, she's dancing to that.
And finally, the subject is Action Park. Oh, gentlemen, a while back, I heard you guys talking about Action Park, even having Steve Miggs recall his harrowing experiences there. Since then, I decided to check out the Class Action Park documentary. Holy hell. How that place stood for 20 years, I have no idea. I asked a friend's dad about it since he was from New Jersey. His face reminded me of when someone has Vietnam flashbacks in a movie. Terrifying. Best wishes. That from Jay. Susan, I believe this is the tune right here. Is that correct? Yeah. Okay.
You should hear Ted sing it.
Coming up, we'll drink and toast with a shot of the day, but first...
Yes, friends, it's time once again for Sit and Spin. Let's gather around the old radio and listen to some swellerific new music.
Oh, look who it is. Ryan Capps is in the house.
In the flesh.
Yeah. What's happening, man?
You're welcome.
Are you tell us about all the many concerts? You always know who's coming around town here. Who do we got? We got Billy Idol. We've got Joan Jett coming around.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked for that Guns N' Roses show down at Moda Center in Portland on August 22nd. I'm going to go down for that for sure. That might be like the first proper concert that I go to. No, you know what? So Wolfgang Van Halen is on that tour, and he's doing a one-off here in Seattle the day before on Saturday the 21st at the Neptune. So that'll probably be like the first proper show, because I'll hit that and then go down to Portland and see the
oddly enough, my wife was trying to talk to me last night, and I'm not against this. She goes, hey, Guns N' Roses is coming. All right. And before I could say, I know, she goes to Guadalajara. So she's like, do you want to go? I said, yeah, I do. So we don't know yet, but they're playing 3 shows in Mexico that I saw. So I'm like,
but that's,
why not?
But you know, like when you go back and just think about all the great shows you've seen throughout your life, I do remember, 1989, 1990, I got a chance to see Guns N' Roses open for Aerosmith. And at the time, they played in front of the curtain. So you couldn't see what was behind the stage, which was a giant A that came up.
All of Aerosmith's production.
Right, exactly. And then, lo and behold, when Guns N' Roses gets back together, their first show's in Vegas.
Yeah.
And you got a chance to fly down there and see them, with the old lineup back together again.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. Sometimes you get these opportunities to go to these shows, and for whatever reason, you don't go. Like I missed Tom Petty's last show at T-Mobile Park because I was stuck in traffic coming from Everett, and I was like, screw it, I'll catch him next time. No, you won't, because there won't be one. So when I got the offer to go down to the Guns N' Roses show in Vegas, I was like, absolutely, I'm going. 100%. Because I didn't want to go, I could have been at that show.
Obviously, we've been fortunate to see a number of great shows. Sure. And the fact that Ted and I, at one point in time, Prince was coming to Showbox. The tickets were $250.
Yep.
I had seen...
Which was a lot then, and now it's like, that seems reasonable.
Yeah. And I'd seen Prince before. He did kind of like a go-go show in D.C. at the MCI Center, and it was fantastic, so I have to go see him again.
Right.
So we're looking at each other like, God, man, should we have dumped $250 on these tickets to see Prince? Well, it turns out, yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That was your chance.
And to see the Foo Fighters in such a small venue like that.
Saw Foo Fighters at the Showbox, too. So
exactly.
That's kind of what we're talking about today. They surveyed a bunch of people to find out what are the musical moments you wish you could have been at and see happen live. And they came up with this list.
Like in the flesh. Like when we saw Destiny's Child at the Super Bowl. Wow.
Our dreams came true.
It sure did.
Yeah. Big day.
Number 10.
So no specific artist on this one, just to be at Woodstock. It's number 10 on the list.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, for sure, man.
Wish I could have been there. I would have been covered in mud, having sex in
But we know that
in
now, because at the time they were doing it, I don't think they really expected that big of a crowd. Right. It was just kind of this thing. And now, in retrospect, we're like, oh, damn. But you have to think a lot of people thought that probably within 2 days of it.
And you don't think too much about that other Woodstock they put on. Say this disaster and all that stuff. You look at the lineup of that.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
I mean, Limp Bizkit was there. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, what more do you want? They might close the show.
They had Limp Bizkit and Fire.
And Woodstock, too. It's like, what was there? 200,000, 400,000 people there?
Something like that, yeah.
It was insane.
But there's like at least 2 million people that said that were there.
Right,
exactly.
Everybody was there.
Right. If you were alive in 1969, oh, yeah, we went to that.
Yeah, we went to that.
These are the top musical moments people wish they could have seen live on Sit and Spin.
Number 9.
somebody record this at the show on their cell phone?
What's this, like Spice Girls at Wembley?
Yes.
Oh,
well, I don't know if it's Wembley. It's 2012 Summer Olympics. Was that the London Olympics? It may have been.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
And no one thought they would ever reunite.
That would make sense. Spice Girls. So you're England. You want to show off the greatest talent that England has to offer. It's the Olympics. The world is your oyster. What do we bring to the table for the Olympics in our country to represent our country? The Spice Girls.
The Spicy Girls.
Number 8. Carry my, no, we can't read on my poker face. Come on, Houston. Carry my, no, we can't read.
What is the event?
You remember when
Be a Super Bowl,
Lady Gaga propelled from the sky down onto the stage. This was at the Super Bowl in 2017. Super Bowl 51 with Lady
Gaga.
I gotta tell you, I saw her in Vegas, man. She puts on a great show. She puts on a great show.
It's a killer show.
I knew like 2 songs, but it was hard to sit down. It was fantastic.
I really only knew it was the Super Bowl, so I'm like, what could be so specific about Lady Gaga in Houston?
Top musical moments people wish they could have seen live on Sit and Spin.
Number 7. Out of mind. Your love.
1963.
Out of mind.
James Brown, the Apollo Theater.
Damn.
Yeah?
I'd be the only one invited there, but still, I would tell you guys about
I
it.
might get a little side eye. I walked into that show. What?
Do bands still play the Apollo?
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they still got action, man.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't. I would love to go see a show, Jared.
You can now.
Just for the
Yeah, now
history.
you're all right. I'm just saying, I think on this specific date, they've been like, listen here, my brother.
What are you, a manager?
Your 4 friends need to go.
He must work here.
His dad owns the place. These are the top musical moments people wish they could have seen live on Sit and Spin.
Number 6.
There's 2 reasons, or 4, depending on how you look at it, why everyone would have liked to have seen this performance live. That's Shakira and Jennifer Lopez at Super Bowl 54.
Earplugs, I'd be fine.
Yeah.
Like, I truly hate the music, but...
These were the A-Rod years.
Was he? Yeah, I guess he was.
Yes, this is right in the middle of all that.
4 reasons, or 2, depending on,
Top musical moments people wish they could have seen live on Sit and Spin.
Number 5.
Arguably, one of the best Super Bowl performances of all time. People put Prince at the Super Bowl as the greatest Super Bowl halftime show.
Number 1 for me.
Number 5 on the list, 2007, Prince, Super Bowl 41.
And also remember, the greatest performance was at the press conference. He comes out and he goes, nobody thought I'd answer questions, so I'm going to answer some. Hit it. And they just play a song. He never answered a single question. And it's full of reporters, and they're like, what is going on? It's like, well, you're seeing a Prince show.
The question was, would I show up? The answer to the question is yes.
Top 10 musical moments people wish they could have seen live on Sit and Spin.
Number 4.
Famous Stones concert from 1969 in Hyde Park.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I would have liked to have been at that.
Mm-hmm. If you're a Woodstock, you were also at this. Just so you know.
Now, have you seen the Stones live?
I did. I went to, I've seen the Stones twice. One time I went. My wife and I were going to go. She decided to bail at the last minute. I lived in Miami at the time. I'm like, screw it. Well, I'm going. Right, and I drove all the way out to the arena, and I sat through like 3 songs. I was like, "Cool, I've seen the Stones."
Yeah, I've seen them once.
I saw a proper Stone show after that. Yeah.
Top 10 musical moments people wish they could have seen live on Sit and Spin.
Number 3. Don't let me down. Don't let me down.
This is the Beatles rooftop concert in 1969 of their final.
I'm pretty sure.
1969. Again, if you were
a lot
at
of stuff in
Woodstock,
69.
you know, I was just reading about this over the weekend.
Who's putting it on Netflix, Disney Plus? Somebody's doing a special on this last.
It's a documentary, and they said it was. They were talking about the general scene. It was their last performance as a band ever. I don't think everyone knew that at the time, but like. They rolled in kind of one by one, like Yoko Ono was there being Yoko Ono. Like they're just kind of talking about the
Screaming
backstage.
like a banshee.
Yeah, and then it went up and did this thing, and I guess no one knew they were going to do it.
Right, correct.
It's a general effect. A bunch of people walking out of buildings going, I feel like I hear the Beatles, but where are they? And basically, they looked up and said, holy,
there they are.
And that's what I read this weekend.
Yeah. Top of musical moments people wish they could have seen live on Sit and Spin.
Number 2. And it seems to me you lived your life like a candle.
This one's a little weird for me. There's people saying, you know what I wish I could have been at live? Diana's funeral. Right. Because that's where this is from. It feels a little weird.
That is
I mean, is this a musical event at that point?
Yeah, I mean, was the Super Bowl a musical event?
Yeah, that's a good point.
The good
but at
news
least
is
the Super Bowl, you still go into it celebratory.
Right.
I never thought about like going to Princess Di's thing, like with a wristband, popcorn, and a big foam finger, pointing up to heaven. There she is.
$17 21 ounce Bud Lights.
I didn't feel like there might be a beer garden at her funeral.
The Super Bowl's kind of like, it's a sporting event, but it's also a massive music thing.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Let's go to a funeral.
The best thing that came out of this is the version of this song. He said he would only perform it live once, and he held true to that. So we never had to hear it again.
It's a horrible song.
These are the top 10 musical moments people wish they could have seen live on Sit and Spin.
Number 1.
Power of crack, people.
We are back at the Super Bowl. This may have been pre-crack. This is 1991. That's early crack. That's early crack. Did I say pre-crack? Early crack.
This is the pre-Ray J days.
This is Whitney Houston, Star Spangled Banner, Super Bowl 25, 1991.
It's incredible, but she was on crack.
Not then, probably.
And it was wet. 91, that's early crack.
That is early crack, but crack it made the round.
When was Marion Barry?
Still in the D.C. government.
89?
Yeah,
I think she's on crack.
Sounded great, though. Number 1 for a reason. Thank you, Ryan Castle. We appreciate it. You are listening to The Men's Room.
New on Curiosity Stream, she was a loving wife, a devoted mother. She also stole atomic secrets and gave them to the Soviets. Meet the woman whose deception kick-started the Cold War on the spy who stole the atom bomb. And
what if they catch you?
Then I shall be shot.
They're coming! Come back!
relive history's most death-defying escapes. It's Impossible Escapes, Civil War. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit CuriosityStream.com.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
99.9 KISW. Yeah! You're in the men's room.
Coming up in just minutes, we will drink, we will toast with a shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way 1 hour from now. But first, quick check-in with Mike Hawk and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
All right, a crew painting the town name on a local water tower misspelled the town's name.
What is the town's name?
Oh, that's a good question. I actually had that here not too long ago. Basically, they misplaced one of the letters.
That's all you got to do for it to be wrong.
Exactly. So the name of the town is Plover, Wisconsin.
All right.
And it was Plovor that they put on there. They put the O in the wrong position. My bad. Or rather the V, I guess. It doesn't matter. It would appear that Ritz is confirming the theory that the ridges on their crackers are for cutting cheese.
Yes.
Does that actually work?
If you have like a Kraft single, that's how they kind of show it when they're right. You're supposed to roll it.
Exactly. I'm about to say if the cheese is soft enough, it should work. But yeah, you just kind of run it over like almost a serrated edge.
Yeah, it's kind of like one of those pie crust.
All right.
Yeah. Tools that are on a wheel.
It'll perforate the cheese a little bit, so you have an easier time tearing it, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, it can only be that American cheese, right? Like, you can't cut cheddar with it.
No, it's not like you're going to be slicing on a chunk of cheddar.
But I guess...
But if you got a slice, maybe.
Well, it's a Ritz cracker. I feel like American cheese fits that.
Right.
Oh, sure.
Well, and they're both Kraft products, aren't they? Or is Ritz Nabisco?
You know what? I don't know.
I believe Ritz is Nabisco, actually, now that I think on it.
Yeah.
So,
But that makes sense, because I guess if you're making like I don't know. I like Ritz crackers on my charcuterie tray, but I'm not the fanciest.
That's why I like on that Hormel one, which is a standard pepperoni and the cheese. It's just fine.
Yeah, it's got turkey. Yeah,
that's
that
fine
works.
with me.
a man burned his house to the ground after trying to cook a steak in the toaster.
Yeah, I read about this. The thing
Then he got mad about his insurance company.
he put it in the toaster and then ran to the store to buy some potato chips, as best I can guess, right? When he came back, his house is on fire. Whatever, burns to the ground. They offered him like $450,000, pretty
Something like
substantial
that, right.
amount for something very stupid.
Right.
That you chose to do, right?
But wait.
And then he bitched about it.
Right, because he needed like an extra $200,000 or something like that to get his house fully rebuilt.
It's like you don't need a full rebuild because you're a moron that lives in it, trying to cook it in the toaster,
You
man.
could take some responsibility for being an idiot and putting a piece of steak in a toaster and then leaving it.
And then leaving it was the key.
Other than a slow cooker, when do you ever leave food cooking in your home? Or maybe a smoker, I guess, but that's going to be a multi-hour in something designed to cook there for hours.
Smokers are outdoors. It's a crock pot's designed to take forever.
Right.
Yeah.
The toaster is neither. A burglar in the UK broke into a movie theater, made himself a cup of tea, and then fell asleep.
That's all he did was tea?
Yes.
Yeah.
They love tea.
Which, I didn't even know that they did tea in the movie theaters. It makes sense,
I mean,
but...
but still, I'd at least steal popcorn.
Right. Can you get coffee here?
At a movie theater?
Right.
I'm sure.
I mean, I figure that's kind of their same thing. Like, they're going for comfort drinks here, so they're going to go for tea. Can you get, like, a coffee in a movie theater?
They should sell them for adults at kids' movies.
Yeah, no kidding.
I think the difference is, though, like, there's, like, high tea in the afternoon, but, like, having tea, there's a lot more tea drank, period.
That's
Whereas
fair.
I feel like as an American, like, we drink coffee in the morning, but generally you don't see too many afternoon coffees.
Unless you move out here.
Yeah. Or maybe you're moving real slow, so you drink coffee at 2
There it is.
yesterday.
Or maybe, yeah. If you had a little too much fun over the weekend, you grab yourself a coffee at 6 o'clock in the afternoon. But it's iced, so it's okay.
Yeah, right.
More to Miles' point, though, if they sold coffee at movie theaters with quote-unquote extra sugar, like...
If I'm taking my kids to the movie, I need it. I fall asleep during the previews, man. There's like 30 minutes of those. And again, I never realized this until I was a parent, right? But so any movie I went to see before I had kids, chances are is rated R. So any movie preview they showed, PG-13 at worst, but 95% is rated R. You take your kids to G or PG, you forget that all of the previews are G or PG.
You got the Paw Patrol movie, the Peppa Pig movie, the
it's
Wiggles
like,
movie.
oh my God, all of this sucks.
And not only that, but it still seems like you're always trying to beat that time for the start of the movie. So it's like even when you get there, you got like 5 minutes. You're like, all right, guys, let's just grab some popcorn, let's go grab some Cokes real quick. You realize there's no hurry.
No.
You don't need to hurry.
No.
You will get there by the start of the movie. I mean,
Yes.
like you said, 20 minutes, 30 minutes of crap. You'll be on time. You'll
Every
be
2
okay.
minutes. The following preview, you're like, oh my God.
right.
Oh my God, stop.
You guys aren't preview people, though? We always love going to see the previews.
Again,
That's
if I'm
fair.
seeing a movie I want to see, I don't mind the previews. It's kind of like Netflix suggesting something you might want to see based on the movie you've chosen. If I'm seeing a rated G movie, I promise you, not a single preview.
I'm good.
Yeah.
A man tried to evade police by stealing a car from the local news crew.
I saw that, and I'm like, man, I understand that in that moment, you know, you're desperate to get away, but like, dude, they're going to track that one down real quick.
Right, situational awareness, gang. Are you ready for this? KFC has introduced the cheesy Zinger Triple Down Sandwich.
Explain more, please.
I was like, what's in it, Mike?
So you guys
Cheesy triple zinger sandwich.
Yeah,
All right.
cheesy Zinger Triple Down Sandwich. So you guys remember the Double Down Sandwich? This is the one that stopped
chicken.
everything. Right, it was the two chicken pieces as buns.
Right.
Oh, right. Okay.
They're turning this into a Big Mac. Now it's 3 fillets.
Okay. And then what's in the middle?
You got
Cheese?
turkey, bacon, cheese, sauce, and mayo.
Oh, man.
It is a hard in a cardboard.
Doesn't sound like you need to buy anything else. Just get that sandwich in your
No, you do not.
Did anybody in here actually ever have a double down?
No,
I did not have the double down.
I did not.
Oh, you had it, Mike?
Yeah,
How
I
was
did.
it?
It was greasy, man. It was very greasy. Now,
Greasy.
few bites, they were great. I mean, it worked. I love fried chicken. I love the cheese. I love the
Sure.
sauce. I mean, it's good. I knew I was taking years off my life by eating this thing.
Yeah, I mean, look, no one's buying it.
Yeah,
I'm on
no.
a diet. Like, it's understood.
And to be fair, the one that I had was good for... infinite. Now, maybe I'll have this cheesy zinger triple down sandwich, which is only available in Singapore right now. They're testing it out.
KFC does a lot of their wildest stuff in Singapore and then brings it over here.
There you go.
But, like, as much as we talked about the double down, like, I think it's a regular item. I've just never had one.
Yeah, is it still a regular item?
I don't think I've seen it on the menu.
All right,
typically
Miles,
the one I
you
go
would know.
to is the Taco Bell KFC down in Soto.
But they did say that you could make one by ordering the double down with just like an extra filet.
Oh, probably.
So,
a cheesy double down.
The cheesy zinger triple down.
Cheesy zinger triple down.
The zinger gets me, man.
I know.
Alrighty. There are two parents in this room, guys. So we're going to target this a little bit towards your way. We're talking rules here today. Someone talked to 1,000 people with kids under the age of 16 and 1,000 parents with children over 30 and found the 5 most common parenting rules today versus 30 years ago. So think about the rules that you had when you were a kid. You know, elbows off the table and you got to take your shoes off inside and stuff like that. More hardcore rules versus the rules that we have for
it's more
parents
etiquette.
nowadays.
You know what I mean? I mean, general things stay the same, you know, but I do feel like etiquette was a lot stronger when we were growing up. I don't necessarily agree with it, but it was...
Maybe no phones at the table?
No phones at the table. Not
That's
got to
be new. Yeah.
So let's run down the 5 most common parenting techniques from today. So no phones at the table. What else would you think from the parents here in the room? What is a more common one that you've seen other parents doing as far as parenting goes?
Just killing their screen time. You must do something before you do screen time.
Miles, you thinking hard?
Yeah, I still think it's do your homework before you do anything else.
Okay, so these are the 5 most common parenting techniques for today. Number 5, helping them identify their feelings and to process them.
Not really.
I mean, it's more of a not tell them not to do something. It's more figure out why they want to do it, explain to them why they can't do it, sort of a thing.
People go through a lot of that, but to me, and like, do what you want, but I'm like, real life doesn't work that way. Boss rolls in and says, you got to do this, your teacher says this. They don't care about your feelings. They don't.
Right.
You need to do it because they said so. The only difference between me and them is I still love you, but you need to do it.
Right.
Don't worry about why.
Number 4, doing your best to connect with them. It says that's compared to just 37% of older parents who said that they tried to be friends with their kids.
Yeah, I enjoy hanging out with the kids,
Right.
man.
Yeah, I mean,
absolutely.
Get involved in their life.
Sure.
What do they like? What do they not like? And figure
Well,
out
the
everything
old
that's going
school
on.
sometimes is like, there has to be a definitive difference between me as your parent and you as a child.
Yep.
In case we couldn't figure that out.
Right, yeah. Right, we get that.
But you're right. I think that line's kind of there.
Yeah, it is understood, right?
I do get a little creeped out sometimes when there's people my age, like, no offense, but they're like, one of their parents is their best friend. And I'm always like, you know what I mean? Like, I
depends how
get
you
it,
read
but
it.
like peers.
Yeah, right. That's the difference. Like, I can look at my kids and be like, oh, believe me when I tell you I'm your best friend. Understand? You'll get it a little bit later in life, but it doesn't mean we're homies.
All these times that I look angry, it's because I'm really trying to help you here.
Yeah. It's because I love anyone else I'd have punched in the face, kicked out of my house, but you still live here.
This
right?
is me having your back.
They kind of drew that line in the sand of the parents do their things, you do your things. So
Right,
you were always
right.
included.
The kids go off and play, the parents go and do the
exactly.
thing.
It's kind of like, we're going to go on our vacation, and you're not going. Correct. I mean, honestly, if there's a plane involved, you're not going. If there's a car involved, we'll drive 24 hours to the same place that we went by ourselves, but we're going to fly. Whatever reason, we're going to make you miserable and drive because we're too cheap to buy an airline ticket.
Goddamn right.
Yep.
5 most common parenting techniques for today. Number 3, giving them space to be playful and silly.
Well, sure.
73% of parents say that they try to be more playful than strict. Kind of that open, free expression sort of a thing is what
I think everybody tries, man. It's just the reality of life. You got a bad day at work, I know you're playful. Daddy ain't feeling that right now, homie. I mean, it's... Yeah.
Number 2, giving them room to learn from their mistakes.
Well, sure.
Which I feel I don't think it was even lost 30 years ago. Maybe it wasn't exactly...
You're going to learn from your mistake, but you're going to be grounded in the meantime. And that's how you're going to learn.
Right.
That's how you learn.
Yeah, you're going to learn by the fact that we're going to take everything that's fun away from you.
Yeah.
Exactly. This
Whatever
is why
that
you don't
is,
do this. Right. It's only a mistake if you don't learn from it.
That is correct.
Right. Oh, wise words from Ted Smith.
Coach talk.
And this is the number 1 most common parenting technique of today. Number 1, positive reinforcement instead of punishing them for bad stuff.
Depends on what they do.
It is situational.
It really is.
That's right.
Like everything sounds flowery and great, and then there's real life.
Right.
Right? Like, no, dude, you effed up intentionally.
My dad actually
That's
told
your
me after we had grown up that there were times when we were kids when we would do something bad that would piss him off royal. He'd send us to our room, not for us to learn what we were doing, so that he could go into his room, cool off for half a second, assess just how bad is it what we did, and then go ahead and find the suitable punishment.
That's exactly what you do.
Usually
You know,
it was
they
3
think
straps
they're
of
in
leather
trouble,
across the
right?
butt.
And they punish themselves mentally. And the truth is, you're like, if they did not get out of my face, my reaction would be a lot, and they don't deserve that.
Right.
So they think they're in trouble. It's like, now you can be in trouble when I cool down.
Take
but
the
for 30
emotion out of
minutes,
it.
yeah.
Exactly. And now we have the most common parenting techniques from 30 years ago. So remember how you guys grew up.
Beat your kid's ass. That was it. You F up and we find out, we beat your ass.
Didn't matter what the deal was, it was because they said so. So it didn't matter. Any logic could be thrown out. It was just, this is what I say, but that's not logical to me. And I'd say, right, then why? And they go, because I said so.
The kids do not get to give
And
grief.
I promised myself with my own children I would never say that to them. Because that's not something that I could logically understand. Just tell me why.
I got no problem because I goddamn said so.
Yeah.
That is why.
Well, I just heard
the
it so much,
question
I was
is,
like, I'm not
why
gonna
are
do
you
it.
going down? Because I goddamn said so. What do you not understand, brother? And if you understand that by not doing this because I said so, there's punishment, you're pretty bright. Carry on.
Yeah.
Ted?
Yeah, I used to say to Miles' kids all the time. I said, Dad's being soft. Just do it because I said so.
Do it because I said so. Here are the top 5 common parenting rules. Number 5, you have to behave, especially in public.
Well, sure, in public,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Right.
I tell the kid, look, I know you're an a-hole. I know you're a freak. I know you're a moron. You know this about me, but you do that at home.
I can embarrass myself all day, every day. If I embarrassed one of them, it was my ass.
And don't embarrass me at someone else's home.
Ew.
In other
That's
words,
always the
if
thing.
you go over to somebody else's house and I find out you did something over there that was not cool.
Because you're teaching kids the rules of engagement, which is the beauty of home is you can be the idiot you are. When you go out in public, fake it like everyone else.
Number 4, it is dinner time. Everybody's at home. What are we doing?
Eating together.
We are sitting down and eating together as a family.
I still think that's a great idea.
There's a spot for it. You need to sit down. You need to engage with your kids. You need to talk to them
Talk
and
to
learn
them,
what they
man.
got going on, man. Number 3, kids have to do chores.
Yes.
Which I don't know how that's changed.
Yeah, I mean, you got to do something, man. You don't get a free ride.
You have responsibility.
Well, as my father would say, and I find I repeat this, like, bro, you don't have to do anything, but you can't live here.
Right.
So right? I mean, it's that easy. There's no free ride. There's no confusion, and you're welcome that I make it so simple.
Number 2 of the most common parenting rules from 30 years ago say that your kid wants a cookie and you say no and they start crying. What does the parent say? You don't always get everything that you want.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they say.
That does not change.
Shut the hell up.
Be quiet.
Pick one Christmas gift that you really want.
One of the ones I remember was...
And we'll get you the knockoff.
Exactly.
You want me to give you a reason to cry? And my eyes got very dry after that.
I thought it was just going to be like, keep crying.
Your tears sustain me.
I'll give you something to cry about. So my parents always said, I'm like, but I'm already crying.
And this was the number 1 rule from 30 years ago. We all know it. It's because respect your elders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
For the most part, you respect people that treat you with respect.
Exactly.
But in the meantime, start off with respect.
Try.
A woman in Atlanta was woken up by the pet cat jumping onto her bed, but there's just one problem.
What was the problem, though?
I'll tell you all about it 1 hour from now.
Thank you, Mike Cock. Headlines are on the way 1 hour from now. In the meantime, let's get a contestant on the line for Profile This at 206-421-ROCK. All right, have we made it to drinking time?
New on Curiosity Stream, he allows them their riches
Putin has to be the richest of the rich.
in exchange for their loyalty.
The oligarchs have supported someone for president that they underestimated.
The illicit affair between Russia's elite and the man who rules them on Putin and the oligarchs. And World War II Normandy. An obscure battle training session takes a tragic turn. Uncover the one secret military catastrophe on the secret D-Day disaster. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.